Twitter blows up for him to go on the coldest streak ever.
It's like, it's so foul, dude. Can't I just have like something work? You know?
The tweet gets 250 likes to not even come close to hitting.
Red hot, and then 3 likes a tweet, and then I'm like an all-time cold streak, 200 likes. Like, what the hell is going on?
He's back. He's on to baseball already.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
A Daniel Gaffer tweet. What the hell is happening?
Good morning, everybody. We're live. Hope everyone's enjoying your Sunday so far. Saturday, Jesus, man, college football. Top bets went 2 and 3, so it wasn't an absolute bloodbath, but not a great day. College football, thank God it's over. Honestly, I looked forward to it all summer. Bro, there's like such a randomness to it this year where like I'm seeing a lot of pros getting their asses kicked. Not that I'm not using that as some kind of excuse, but I am just having trouble in that sport, man. Holy shit. We got just 11 games to go through. The poll, the pre-game poll here. Will prop beaver have a winning week? 71% of you delusionals clicked yes. 28% clicked no. So the community believes in prop beaver, even though he doesn't believe in himself right now.
No, I still believe, but my hope dwindles every day. It's getting rough.
All right, let's run the intro and get started.
Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
All right, first up, Patriots at Giants. Can I get a weather report in MetLife? It looks decent outside here. I'm about 30 miles from the stadium.
Yeah, nothing to come back on MetLife. Looks like there's a small chance of rain, but it looks like it's just going to be 50 degrees, so you should be all right.
All right, I saw this that a bunch of 4.5s popped up here, probably.
Yep, only book with 4 is ESPN bet, and the total's at 35.5.
Lucky I already got this one in at 4. 35.5, low total. All right, let's run the poll. Prop Beaver, kick off this lovely Week 12 Sunday.
Okay, so for this one, I got a parlay. I'll just talk about the leg that I have in this game. So I went with Jason Pinnock under 4.5 tackles plus assists. So Pinnock started off the year. He was 3-1 to the over. He was averaging 16 plus snaps in the box per game. But ever since Xavier McKinney has risen up the ranks, the last 7 games, he's 5-2 to the under, averaging half the amount of snaps in the box per game, which is big because the best way to get tackles as a defender is against the run. New England allows the 11th fewest tackles per game as is, and safeties are already struggling to rack up tackles against them. Looking through some of the game logs. As I mentioned earlier, McKinney, far more aggressive safety. His last 3 games, I think he's hit double digits in 2 of them, 9+ in all 3 of them. So he's really ramping up right now. And I'm expecting a ton of rushes from New England, and I'm also expecting a ton of short passes. He's the guy who lines up deep. He's preventing the deep ball. Mac Jones, I don't know if you've seen the guy throw the ball, doesn't really do the whole deep ball thing. It was at -150. So what I decided to do is I decided to pair him with Pacheco, 50+ rush yards, but I'll talk about that later. It's coming to +108.
The thing with Mac Jones is he actually threw a nice deep ball at Alabama. I thought he was, when he entered the NFL, that was one thing I thought we'd see from him. I wonder if part of that is this lack of weapons, but I'm not trying to I don't want to die on a Mac Jones hill by any means. So if you had to pick a side, you actually said before the show you don't want to touch a side, so I'll just leave your parlay up.
Yeah, after this game.
I'll go next. I'm on New England here. I got it at 4, not 4.5. All right, first off, Patriots coming off a bye week, whatever. I mean, I'll take it. 3 straight losses as well. So you got New England coming off a bye week and 3 straight losses. 2 of those 3 losses they probably should have won also. So good spot for the Patriots. Definitely a little bit undervalued right now. Even their value's at rock bottom. We couldn't possibly get any lower. But really, I'm not betting the Patriots because of the bye week or coming off the 3 straight losses. I actually also really like the matchup for New England. Patriots defense leads the NFL, allowing just 3.4 yards per carry. This Patriots run defense is good. They're ranked 5th overall DVOA-wise, which means the Giants offense is going to rest entirely on the shoulders of Tommy DeVito in the passing attack. Now, I know he just did show some signs of life in his last game, but it was against Washington, maybe a bottom 2, bottom 3 pass defense. New England's pass defense has definitely been underwhelming this year, but it's not Washington. Even with the injuries, it's not Washington. So I also, you got the idea of Belichick against a rookie quarterback that isn't exactly loaded with NFL talent. So yeah, I like the matchup for New England's defense. And then on the other side of the ball, I don't trust the Patriots offense at all, but one thing New England does do, they get the ball into Mac Jones' hands pretty quickly, which should neutralize or at least slow down the Giants' pass rush, which is basically all they have, the Giants' defense. It rides on the shoulders of that pass rush. And as far as the Patriots trying to run the ball, I think we're going to see a little bit of it. Dexter Lawrence is out for the Giants, right? He was listed as doubtful. I'm assuming that means he's out. I was just checking to make sure no one has heard anything otherwise. Last night he was doubtful. So with Dexter Lawrence out, he's the big guy in the middle of that Giants defense. I think New England's going to be able to run the ball and get the ball out of Mac Jones' hands quickly. This number was 3.5. Got bet up to 4. It's been bet up to 4.5. So the pros like New England here. I know the graph at the bottom showing the action on the Giants. Pros like New England here. And I think they got this one right. So I have New England -4. I guess I'd still take it at 4.5. It's not one of my favorite bets of the day, but I'm pretty confident this is the right side to be on. Andy?
Yeah, you kind of just confirmed my biggest angle is I expect a lot of running the ball in this game. Neither quarterback is what each coach would want to see starting the game. Obviously, like New England didn't even know who was going to start this game going into yesterday. Like they announced it yesterday. So they don't want Mac Jones starting. The Giants obviously don't want DeVito starting. So I don't expect much throwing the ball. So I took the under in this game. I expect both teams to run the ball a lot. Fast game. Yeah, and I don't think either team will be successful throwing the ball at all anyway if they try. So, yeah, I got the under in this one.
The under, it's 35.5. Last night, when I made these graphics, I made these After Effects around 2 a.m. last night. It was 34. So it's gone up a point and a half from 2 a.m. till now in the last 9 hours. So late action coming in on the over. Maybe some people waking up and checking a weather report and saying over. But I agree with you. I would have to take under, even at a low total like 34, 35.5. Toast, do you have any trends for us to sprinkle on to what we've got so far?
Yeah, just with that total, games at 38 or below this season are 12-2-1 to the under. That's 86%. Games at 38 or below are like 30-12. I mean, it's just everything points to an under in this game. In the last 20 years, it's like 80%. It's like 24-6 that 37 number. So everything really points to the Patriots in the under in this game. So I took the under, and then I also paired the Patriots with the Titans.
All right. So a couple unders, couple Patriots. Seems like we're all kind of on the same page of this one. Our community disagrees with us. A lot of people clicking Giants plus 4.5 here, and I get it. I mean, DeVito did look formidable in this last start, but keep it in mind it was against Washington. 50% of our viewers are taking the 4.5 points with the G-men, 32% laying it, 13% clicked under. So seems like as far as the total goes, everyone's leaning towards the under. Next, Bucks at Colts. Let me clear the picks out. This is a dome. There's no weather report. This has been 2.5. I'm assuming it's still 2.5. Oh no, I think I saw 3s.
Only book with a line at 3 is ESPN, and that's juiced to -120. And then the total is at 45 on most books.
45. Yeah, I'm just going to put 2.5 because it's been just sitting at 2.5. And I think the consensus is pretty split on this one. We were talking in the Discord last night. We're like, which would you say is the square side in this game? And I don't even know. Some websites are showing Tampa Bay to be a pretty public dog. And then other sites are showing the action slightly in Indianapolis. So this is a pretty split one. Prop Beaver, what do you think?
Yeah, so for this one, I took Cade Otton over 3.5 receptions. You get that from -102 on FanDuel. I'm going to be straight up forward with you guys. I played this on Friday going into the Jets game that I was tailgating at. And I was like, okay, wow, most of the books have this at -130. Some have it at -140. I'm going to get it at -123. This is great value. It's now down to -102 on FanDuel. So I'm not very pumped about that. It's usually not a great sign, but I'm still playing it. So maybe if you want to ride with me, I'd bump it down to a half unit. Here's the reason why. Cade Otton's red hot right now, and now he's going to face one of his best matchups to date. He's cashed his last 4 or 5 games. He's averaging 4.2 receptions during that span. And on top of that, he leads Tampa Bay in zone targets and zone receptions. Colts, very zone-heavy defense, and one that allows the third most targets per game and seventh most receptions per game to the tight end position. I bet the tight ends against Colts 3 times this season, cashed out every single time, quite easily, actually. Tight ends are 7-3 to the reception over and 7-3 to 4+ receptions against Indy here. And I think that maybe we're catching a little bit of value because I guess what the books are taking into account is the fact that Shaq Leonard got cut and he hasn't been that great in coverage, but neither has EJ Speed or Zaire Franklin, so I don't really see how that impacts that. It also could be due to the fact that Juwan Johnson only had 1 catch against them, and the other team they faced last week, the guy only had 2 catches. But those are teams that have very low usage in terms of the tight end position on routes. So I don't know. I'm still going to play it. I don't know what the hell the line movement down is about, but the fact that the Bucs are underdogs here and the total's so high, I assume that they're going to have to pass the ball a bit here.
Well, also Beaver, he's had 29 targets in the last 5 games, so he's going to see some targets. He's going to see some opportunities for sure.
And he has a high reception rate. I don't know. I just don't get it. I've seen the Bucs do some stupid ass shit lately though, with line moving down and it just cashes. So who knows?
I like that Baker likes that kid. I got him as a 17th round keeper in one of my leagues.
There you go, Dynasty.
I'll go second just because this is probably my least favorite game on the board. So let me copy and paste because this is the way I would go here. 1 second. I'm trying to put 2 graphics up at once here. I think it'll work. Oh, hold on.
A double over. Wow.
Yeah, 2 overs here. Duplicate. There we go. Got it now. So the way I would lean would be Colts and over. Over would probably be my favorite pick. The over at 45.5. On paper, Tampa Bay should be matched up pretty well to slow down this Colts offense. But number one, they run a really fast-paced offense, as we've talked about before. The Colts run a very fast pace. They're on the ball running the next play. And number two, Bucs are dealing with serious injuries on the defensive end. First of all, there's no Jamel Dean, their corner, probably their best corner. Levante David out. Devin White may not play. He missed 2 practices this week. As of right now, I'm still seeing questionable. I tried to do a quick check right before we got live. I couldn't see a confirmation on it. If Levante David and Devin White are out, that's what makes that Bucs defense so good, especially against the run. Those guys are so fast. So I can't get there with the Bucs if those guys aren't going to play. Colts haven't even been good at home. So like I said, my only bet on this one would probably be the over, would be the over. But I like to share my pick against the spread because people are interested. So it would be Colts minus 2.5, but I'm not betting it. Andy, you have a lead in this one?
Yeah, I'm with you with the Colts. These are 2 very even teams, so I go at what the best unit is. And for me, the Colts run game is the best unit in this game of either team. They're better offense. They obviously, like you said, they move fast pace. Neither defense is very good at all. They both give up a lot of points from playing in a lot of high scoring games. So I think Indianapolis comes out on a field goal.
Indiana by a field goal. Toast?
I've actually got multiple props in this game. Attacking that Indianapolis secondary and just in overall just terrible pass coverage. So I went Baker Mayfield over 240 passing yards. And then also paired that with Mike Williams over 61.5 receiving yards. He had 12 targets last week. Baker Mayfield overthrew him twice. I think that he should be fine. And then I also played Gardner Minshew to throw an interception as well. So I just think that there's going to be a lot of passing in this game, and I want to try to take advantage of that as best I can.
I like that, Toast. I didn't want to double up on it, but Gardner Minshew is horrendous against the blitz. And Tampa Bay, top 5 team in blitz percentage. He has one of the highest turnover-worthy play percentages against the blitz. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, he's got 5th most interceptable passes this season as well. He's thrown 6 interceptions in his last 5 games. There's pass rush there in Tampa.
Yeah. I wanted to lock it in at plus money yesterday, but I saw it go up to minus 120 on a buck, and I was like, I'm out. But
yeah, that pointed me towards an over, though, because with Dean out, Carlton Davis may be out, all the injuries to the Bucs defense, it's going to result in Gardner Minshew against the blitz taking chances, and they're either going to work or they're going to not work, and either way, that just results in points, I feel like. So, yeah, the over would be my move here. I'm just going to take this off because I don't want people who just, look and didn't listen. The over would be the move here. So, Toast, if you had to pick a side.
You loved the Colts, Kyle.
I don't love the Colts.
I tail you with the Colts.
All right, Colts it is. Our poll, our poll is on the Bucs, 48%. So yeah, I think Tampa Bay might be slightly a public dog here, but nothing to scare you off. 48% of our viewers clicked on the Bucs plus 2.5. 36% laying the 2.5 with the Colts. 11% over. So it looks like the community agrees with me that the over would be the move on the total. Next, Saints Falcons. Some NFC.
Did I say Mike Williams? My bad.
Oh, did you? I was listening and I heard receiving overs.
I think you said Mike Evans.
Yeah, if you said
bad.
Mike
If I
Williams,
said
I heard
Williams,
it as
my bad.
Evans.
Yeah.
Prop Beaver, updated line here. Are we at 2, 1.5? Where are we looking here?
Consensus is 2. You could get 1.5 on BetMGM at PointsBet. You could get 2.5 on FanDuel.
There's 1.5s, 2s, and 2.5s right now.
Yes. And then same with the total: 41.5, 42, and 42.5. Pick your poison.
All right, let's just put it up as 2. We'll just rather than confuse everyone.
Yeah, just
in
2 and 42 are the
Yeah.
consensus.
All right, polls running. Prop Beaver, you picking a side or you going prop here?
I'm going prop again. I like the defensive market this year. It's been treating me quite well actually, and I've never been that familiar with it before this season. I'm going with Caden Ellis over 7.5 tackles plus assists. You get that plus 106 on Caesar. He's heating up right now. He's cashed 3 straight games, averaging 9.3 tackles and assists per game. And I was going to face a Saints team that didn't resign him in the offseason. They chose to stay with their guys. He signed with a division rival. I saw somebody who I respect in the prop community. They posted the fact that he was getting amped about it, posting shit on his story and tweeting about it. So should be getting up for this game quite a bit. And I like that because since Kamara has entered the fold for the Saints, opposing linebackers are having a field day racking up tackles plus assists, a tackle plus assists against them. In New Orleans' last 6 games, not just one, but a pair of off-ball linebackers have both hit 8+ tackles plus assists in 4 of them. During that span, 9 have hit 8+ and 8 have hit 10+. And if Jordan Hicks for the Vikings didn't get injured last week, that would have been 10 and 9 in just a 6-game span. While it isn't clear to me who should control the time of possession here, both teams are top 7 in pace, which tells me there should be a lot of plays today. And at the price, I think there's a ton of value there. I don't mind if you want to take Landman as well, but I like Ellis here. I like the storyline we got going. I think it's a good play.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, these are 2 of the least profitable teams, and I know the Falcons well because for some reason I went on a 4-week stretch where I was betting them every single week. I finally started going against them and picking every team against them, and I did it successfully with the Cardinals a few weeks ago, so I'm going to do it again with the Saints. I think they're just a better team. Honestly, the Falcons find ways to lose games. Arthur Smith is awful coaching. So, yeah, I'll take the team that hasn't burned me all year.
This is another one where I'm on the over. I'll put up my pick against the spread here as well because I know people are interested. But I'm on the over in this one as well. But I would lean Saints. I actually think I did bet the Saints, but something small. I think I bet it last night, but I don't love it. Look, the thing is, there's going to be – it really comes down to what you think of Desmond Ridder because no doubt there's going to be opportunities for Desmond Ridder to make plays in this game. Saints run a lot of man coverage, and Marshawn Lattimore is not playing. So the Saints run a lot of man coverage, and their best coverage guy is out. And then you're talking about a weapon like Drake London. He's going to get open. So if you trust Desmond Ridder to make the throws, then the Falcons would be your move here. I don't know if I do. Also, the Falcons' run game has been a little bit on the decline. What's his name? Bijan's always good for highlights here and there, but on an efficiency-based, if you look at the numbers based on efficiency, they really haven't been the strongest run team. So it really comes down to what you think of Desmond Ridder against this Saints man coverage. Without Lattimore, there's going to be opportunities. But overall, if you really take a look at the Saints' schedule, it's kind of crazy. If you really just break down how the Saints' season has gone so far, they're 5-5, right? Their loss to the Packers, they were up 17-0 late when Derek Carr got hurt. I think it's safe. We all can agree that if Derek Carr doesn't get hurt, they probably win that game. I know ifs aren't fun conversations to have, but I think we all could gather around, shake hands, and agree on that. What was the other game they lost? against the Texans. They lost to Houston. They outgained them 430 to 290 in that game. So, I mean, the Falcons, I mean, the Saints are 5-5, but they could very easily be 7-3 right here. Maybe even 8-2, because in the Jags game on Thursday Night Football, dude drops a wide open touchdown pass at the end of the game. I mean, Saints could very easily be 7-3 right now, 8-2. So like Andy said, I think they're the far better team. But my pitch is for the over, because I think Desmond Ridder, where he's always been better at home, dating back to his games at Cincinnati, even before he was even in the NFL, I think he will make the throws, and I think Derek Carr is going to make the throws right back, because the Falcons' pass defense is not looking good, and it seems to be getting worse and worse. I was looking at a chart of the Falcons' game-by-game DVOA performance, and against the pass, it was just like, like they've been struggling against the pass, and I think Derek Carr is going to make plays right back. So I think over's the move here. If I had to pick a side, I'd take the Saints, but I'm going over. Toast, any trends for us?
No trends really, because both of these quarterbacks, it's been if and on. But I do really like. I did play Desmond Ridder over 189 passing yards. Like you said, I think they're going to be throwing a lot with Lattimore out. I think that they're going to get Robinson going. The Saints are a top 5 run defense, but like you talked about, their pass defense is not as good. I think he gets involved in the run or in the pass game. He should throw about 30 times. That should get him around 200 yards. So I should cash this. So yeah, I take Ridder over passing yards.
Beaver, we gotta have a Zoom call with Toast this week and teach him how to make these graphics to send in, so I can have his props with graphics lined up.
Or you could just send them to me ahead of time, and I could just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We gotta have a Zoom call, and we'll teach him how to make these, because they're simple. He could do it. That way, we have his picks on ready for the whatever. That's for a conversation for later. Anyway, so our poll's slightly leaning Saints, but it looks like this is pretty split. So Toast, this is a Saints win for the community. 45% of our viewers are down to lay the 2 points with the Saints. 39% clicked Falcons. 7% under, 6% over. So pretty split on the total. Looks like we're all, as a group, split down the middle on this one. It's kind of a shitty game. I mean, it's cool if you're an NFC South fan. Other than that, next. Panthers-Titans. This is the ultimate pros versus public game. Because I don't... All right, let me get the poll running. Titans are in a dome? No. Can I get a weather report?
No, it's 55 with 33% chance of rain. A little bit of wind, but nothing.
Okay,
crazy.
so not perfect weather, but not terrible. Is it we at 3.5 still, Prop Beaver?
Yep, it's at 3.5. The total's at 36.
This is the ultimate, it's very clear where the sharp action is on this one. Pros are taking Carolina. You know what? I'll go first. I'm with the public on this one. I'm taking the Titans, and I'll start by telling you what I think the pros angle is, because there's no doubt this number's been bet down from 4.5 to 4 to 3.5. So sharps are taking Carolina here, and their angle has to be the recent defensive production from the Panthers. That's what I think they're hanging their hats on, and maybe a fade of Will Levis at the same time. So in their last 3 games, the Panthers are allowing just 4.9 yards per pass attempt. 4.9 and just 3.4 yards per carry. In the past 3 games, the Panthers defense has been basically elite. And I know you're looking at final scores saying, how is that possible? Well, against the Cowboys, Dak Prescott dropped back to pass 38 times. 38 times. He was 25 of 38, just 189 yards. So, it's not like Dak Prescott was carving the Panthers up. Defense played well. I mean, there was a pick 6 in there, the Cowboys scoring in all the crazy ways the Cowboys score in. And then, look, you look at the Colts game, they got beat by 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young threw 2 pick 6s. The defense played great in that game. So, the Panthers defense has been very good the past few weeks. So, I think that's what their angle is here. But you want to know what my angle is? The Titans at home. We've been betting the Titans at home. Why would we stop? I don't think people realize that the Titans have barely played at home this year. They're 3-0 at home, perfect, undefeated. Wins, and their wins at home, Atlanta, Cincinnati, and the Chargers. It's not like they played a bum schedule. They're 3-0 against good teams at home. The defense always sees to show up at home, specifically against the run. You can't come into Tennessee and run the ball. So is Bryce Young going to be put into spots to make plays against a bad Titans secondary? I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll make a few plays, but at some point we're going to see an interception or a fumble or something that goes the Titans' way because the Titans always seem to handle their business at home. I mean, they've got a couple blowout wins at home. And I mean, who they blow out? The Bengals and the Chargers? Titans defense is always good at home. Like I said, the Sharps play here is to take the Carolina Panthers plus 3.5. But I'm backing the Titans at home because they haven't failed me yet. They're a perfect 3-0. So, prop Eber.
Yeah, also going to be on the Titans here. Simply put, I mean, Bryce Young, every time it's a sharp play to take him, he screws us. He's just not a good quarterback.
Amen.
He just doesn't have a good system around him. He doesn't have a good coaching staff. He doesn't have weapons. I could go on for days. I mean, truly, the Panthers are our best organization. But what really gets me to the Titan side here is that we're going to get Derrick Henry at home. He has been miles.
Hold on.
Home.
Someone's trying to say the Titans are 3-1 at home. No. The one game was in overseas. That's not a home game. Making sure.
Yeah, so 3-0 at home. And in these home games, he's averaging 4.9 yards per carry compared to just 3.4 on the road. And then on top of that, what I really like here is I've gotten screwed by Will Levis 2 times in a row. So not a chance that I back this guy again today. But the one thing that I will say is he's significantly better when not pressured. The Carolina Panthers pass rush is just about non-existent. And on top of that, they play a lot of zone, which Will Levis is also better against. So what I failed to calculate the past 2 weeks is that A, the Jaguars pass rush was surging because it was.
We said that too. We said that too.
I know, idiotic that I couldn't put that
me
together.
Too. Then, it's not you. Me too. Like, I did the same shit.
And then the week before that was the Buccaneers. I didn't put together that they were top 10 at blitz rate. They blitzed the guy on like 50+% of his drop back, so he was in hell all day. The Panthers are not that. They're not that insane of a blitz heavy team. The coaching is not there. I'm getting the better coach at home. It sucks overlaying the hook, but I mean, at this point, fade the Carolina at all costs. This team is something else.
Yeah, it's bad. And one thing about Will Levis, look, I'm not backing Will Levis here. This is not a bet on Will Levis, but I will say Will Levis only home start threw for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Exactly. Maybe he's a man of splits. We don't know that.
Yeah, maybe he's a splits guy. Maybe he's a splits guy. That's what we're hopefully he is. But either way, I still like the Titans defense and Derrick Henry / Spears to control this game. We know the Panthers run defense is bad. It's been good recently, but as a whole, it's been bad this year. So I'm Tennessee, definitely on the Titans. Andrew.
Yeah, I'm with you. You guys said pretty much everything there. It's actually crazy how different Tennessee is on the road and at home. It's like a college team with how the splits are. But yeah, if you would have told me preseason that I'd be taking Will Levis over Bryce Young, even last year in the SEC, like I would have been calling you crazy. But I have to and it's not because of Will Levis. It's just Bryce Young's been bad. Like I haven't seen any improvement from him, and I'm getting Tennessee at home. Like there's so many angles that point Tennessee. I can't not go with it. So yeah, Tennessee minus 3.5.
Toast, are we sweeping? Or are you going to top on a Panthers Island? Toast?
No, I did that parlay with
Look
the
at his
Patriots
face.
and the Titans,
Yo,
two
he's
teams I didn't want to lay points with, but I thought they would win. Oh, that's messed up.
No, you're good. You unfroze. You were frozen
man.
for a second, but you're good now.
Am I good now?
It's choppy. It's really choppy, but you're.
But yeah, Panthers really bad. 1-4. Panthers 1-4 ATS on the road. Frank Reich really bad. If you go back to last season, he's 2-10 ATS overall. It's just really bad. Fade the Panthers on the road. Fade Frank Reich.
All right, we're all on the public side here, and the community is heavily agreeing with us. 59% of our viewers are laying the 3.5 with the Titans, 27% taking the 3.5 with the Panthers, 7% over, 5% under. Next.
This is a recipe for disaster. Bryce Young masterclass about to come up.
There's no question that the sharp play is to take Carolina with the points, but you know what? I said the same thing about Carolina plus 10.5 last week against Dallas.
Also, the public just keeps absolutely bodying the books. It's insane.
Yeah, these super sharp looks have been getting butchered this year. I'm down to play. If I agree with it, I'm down to play with it, but I can't get there with that. That number should be 5.5, 6. Steelers at Bengals. AFC North is up next. Can I get a weather report, please, in Cincinnati?
Weather report for Cincinnati. Definite rain, 100%, 46 in rain. Get ready, boys. It's going to be sloppy.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I didn't bet this game yet, but I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, definite rain. Okay, are we looking at 2.5 prop beaver?
Yeah, 2.5 on every book except bet 365. Consensus total at 36.5.
So definite rain here. Hold on, let me see if what that changes for me, because this was a pass for me. Spent about 25 minutes on it last night. Decided I couldn't really get there on either side. So this is a pass for me. Now let me look at my notes to see if the rain changes anything. Prop beaver, what are you doing here?
I'm back in Jalen Warren. I decided not to go with the rush yards because I didn't see the report yet. It just came in that Warren is indeed going to start getting a lot more carries. But I went with the longest rush because he had only had 9, 11, I think 8 rush attempts in his last 3 games. Point is, longest rush over 14.5, over 15.5. I'd play it up to 15.5. I don't really care. I got a 14.5. Jalen Warren's on a tear right now. The last 3 games have been insane. He's averaging 11.7 attempts per game, turning that into 106 yards per game on 9.1 yards per carry. During that span, he's had 3 rushes of 20-plus yards and 6 rushes of 16-plus yards. 2 of those 3 games, by the way, against the number 1 and number 4 rush defenses in terms of DVOA. The Bengals are 30th in rush defense DVOA. On top of that, the Bengals have allowed an opposing running back to have a 15-plus yard attempt in 8 of 10 games they've played. They've allowed 11 running backs total to hit a 15-plus yard attempt in those 10 games. Warren has had 9-plus attempts in 3 straight games, and in his career, with 9-plus attempts, he's 6-1 to the over. And the fact that he should have a great game script here against Browning. And we got the boost of the weather that's coming in. And this should be a run-heavy game. I hope he doesn't slip and cost us a yard or 2. But I like the over here.
I like that look, and the line movement agrees with you. You would think with this weather report, usually that's what the first thing I looked at was when there's bad weather, you can see the number dropping. Like, people are betting that shit down. It's the opposite. This total was at 34.5 earlier in the week, moved to 35.5 on Thursday. It's at 36.5 now. So it's moving up. I think I would lean over too, but I'm just going to put Bengals plus 2.5 on the screen, but I'm not betting this. This is a mess. Siding with Pittsburgh, I bet the Steelers like 5 straight. I bet the Steelers like 5 or 6 straight weeks. So I'm not a Steelers hater or anything. Just feels like such an AFC North coin flip. And then 2.5 points. 2.5 is a key number in today's NFL. Look, I'd be all over Cincinnati if Jalen Warren didn't suddenly emerge as like a top 10 running back in the NFL. He's averaging over 100 yards per game in his last 3. He looks great. Bengals defense is weak against the run. So that's the only thing that's keeping me from putting this bet down. But other than that, like Prop Beaver talked about, I don't know if he said it today, but we were talking about it the other day. Steelers pass rush hasn't been generating pressure like you'd think. Hasn't really been there. I mean, we know that's an elite pass rush, but they haven't really been putting pressure on the quarterback. Minkah Fitzpatrick's still out. Keanu Neal, the other safety, out. They're missing both inside linebackers. They're still missing a nose tackle. That Steelers defense, it might be slightly overvalued right now. They're crushed with injuries. Yeah, they looked great last week against DTR. I mean, there's a lot of defenses that would look really good against that Browns offense right now with Thompson Robinson at quarterback. Look at the last 3 quarterbacks to play Pittsburgh. Like, everyone's talking about, Browning. The last 3 quarterbacks the Steelers played, Will Levis at home in Pittsburgh, Jordan Love at home in Pittsburgh, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson. So I don't know how much of a drop-off in talent Browning is from those guys. I'm not saying Browning is better than those guys. I'm just saying, like, is it that much of a drop-off than what the Steelers have been seeing? I'm not sure about that. And just think of it this way. The last 3 quarterbacks to play Pittsburgh, Will Levis, Jordan Love, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. That's the last 3 quarterbacks they played. Jalen Warren went off running the ball in all 3 games, and the Steelers, you can make an argument that they still should have lost all 3. So, like, even if Warren goes off against a bad quarterback on the other side, the Steelers still aren't winning these games. I mean, they went 2-1, but the Packers game, they probably should have lost that game. I don't trust Kenny Pickett to pick apart Cincinnati's zone. Lou Anarumo is a very tricky defensive coordinator, and I know Kenny Pickett's not a huge interception guy. I think he's going to throw a pick or 2 in this game. So, yeah, I would lean Cincinnati plus 2.5. I'm kind of talking myself into it, to be honest. But it's not on the ticket, and I didn't bet it as of yet. When my friends get here in about 45 minutes, I probably will put a last-minute bet down on this, but it's not one of my favorites or anything.
Steelers have a 26% average pressure rate over the last 5 weeks. That is well below the NFL average.
That's what I'm saying. Like the pass rush hasn't been there for the Steelers.
They had a 12% pressure rate last week against two backup tackles. Actually, the fourth and the third string tackles.
Yeah, the Steelers pass rush hasn't been there. I'm sure it'll show up at some point. It just hasn't been there. And if the Steelers pass rush isn't there, there's no way I can lay points with them on the road. That's just not a spot I like to bet Pittsburgh. Andrew.
Yeah, I didn't like a side in this game, so I found a prop actually, and I was with AJ on his because Warren's been on a heater lately, but I found Browning's under. I took Browning's under at 207.5. I thought that was a high number for his first career start. I mean, first meaningful start. Maybe he started one a few years ago, but he hasn't played an actual full game of football since 2016. Like, this guy has not. He's been since college a long time. And now he's going up against a decent defense, and now you're asking him to get 200 yards, and now it's raining. Like, I knew the weather was back. I saw it on ESPN this morning. Saw there was going to be rain. Like, this does not seem like a good spot for a quarterback to get a lot of yards in his first start. And because I didn't like a side in this one. If I had to pick a side, I'd probably lean Cincinnati still because Pittsburgh's playing a lot of close games, sneaking by in those games too. You're right. Green Bay probably should have beat them. And they lost to DTR last week, so if that was the side, it'd be Cincinnati, but I got Browning's under.
I'll put Cincinnati up because
Okay.
So it's your lead, but he said he's kind of with me where it's not really one of his favorite bets.
Yeah.
Even though I kind of just talked myself into it, to be honest. Like, as I was talking, I was like, I actually kind of like this. Toast was nodding his head. I think Toast is with me on the Bengals.
I love the Bengals this week. I've already bet the Bengals. I bet them plus 2.5. I bet them on the money line. The Steelers are the luckiest fucking team in the NFL. I don't know what you guys are talking about. The Steelers are the only team in NFL history to have a winning record through 9 games despite being outgained in every single game. Put it in perspective, Pittsburgh minus 29 in point differential with a minus 875 yard disparity. The Panthers, who are 1-9, only have a yards disparity of 419. So the Steelers are just absolutely lucky as shit, and they're going to start losing. Kenny Pickett's terrible. He's the third worst quarterback on the road in the last 3 years. I just really like the Bengals here this week. I think they'll be able to run the ball. I understand with no Joe Burrow, it's going to be a lot, but here's a little trend for you. Since it will be Browning's first career start in the last 4 seasons, backup quarterbacks making their first career start in the NFL, 19, 7-2 ATS. That's 73%. I'm all over the Bengals this week. I think they win it easily.
Wow, I was not expecting. We're a Bengals program today,
Wow.
like almost by accident. So our community disagrees with us strongly. Heavy public on the Steelers here. 56% of our viewers are on Pittsburgh, laying the 2.5. 24% on Cincinnati at plus 2.5. The line movement also did it for me too, because it's a division game, could be back and forth, could come down to a last-minute field goal. Getting 2.5 rather than getting the original 1.5 that I saw earlier in the week. It's nice, a little bit nicer. Next, Jags.
I said the same thing about the Steelers last week, by the way. That's why I played the Browns last week with DTR.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
And that
DTR,
was the sharp
baby.
play. Public was coming in heavy on the Steelers. Jags at Texans. Weather report?
Dome.
Yeah, that is.
Jags at Texans.
Houston, my bad. Is this at 1?
It's at 1.5 on every book except DraftKings and PointsBet. And then totals at 48 on every book except FanDuel and ESPN.
48. All right. Cast your votes. Prop Beaver. Interested to see where you're at on this one.
I mean, this could be the squarest play in the world, but I truly don't give a damn. It's time for CJ Stroud to go out there and pimp out the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's facing the Jags team who runs zone at the 6th highest percentage in the league. Stroud, indefinitively, the best quarterback in the NFL against zone in terms of passer rating and air net yards per attempt. In terms of hitting this line, if we look at opponents with a zone defense percentage above 50%, he is 6-1 to the over, averaging 325 yards per game. If we look at teams that are below 50% in terms of zone percentage run, he is 0-3, averaging 230. As I said, Jags 6th highest in zone percentage. His attempt line is at 35.5, juice to the over. He is 6-2 2 with just 30 plus attempts, averaging 328 yards per game, and running on Jacksonville is near impossible. I feel like Singletary is very overvalued on the ground after 2 cupcake matchups against the Bengals and the Cardinals. This is going to be really rough for him and Pierce. He had 280 yards in the previous matchup against Jacksonville. Despite blowing them out, I'm expecting a much tougher competition here today. Add in the fact that he's 4-1 at home, averaging 340 yards per game, and Jacksonville has allowed 7 of 9 healthy QBs to go over their yards line, and 6 of those 7 to hit 280 plus. And in my eyes, this is a must bet. I love this play. I'm got CJ Stroud, take me to the promised land. Guy's been a wagon all season. I'm gonna rely on him again here.
Andy, what are you doing in this one?
Jags. I think this is a rookie quarterback who's on a really good streak of games where he's just ripping apart defenses. I still think he might. Like he said, he might have a lot of yards, but I just think the Jaguars are going to come out on top in this one. Like, it's a hot team in Houston that's just kind of going to get set back to their ways against the best team in their division. This is a game Jacksonville wakes up for. We did see them get humbled a few weeks ago against San Francisco. They rebounded well. I really like this team. I think we said it. We were saying in the office, Jacksonville is really good. They haven't been getting the respect they deserve, but they're really good, and they wake up for the good games. Obviously, against San Francisco, that was a blip because they've had every other game they've played has been really good. So I think Jacksonville wins, but I do think he's right. I think it's very high scoring.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think the Jags are incredibly mids, but maybe you and Kyle agree that the Jags are.
I'm on Jacksonville, and this is just me going back to my roots. I said I was going to be betting the Jags blindly after London. I said that. I won a bunch of bets in a row doing that. A couple of them were top bets. Won big money on a couple of them. I got crushed in the 49ers game. The 49ers beat the shit out of Jacksonville. And for some reason, I lost my roots and took Titans +7 last week. What the hell? Why? I don't know. I'm kicking myself for it. But I'm going back to my roots here. Jags after London. They did it last year. They were like the hottest team in the NFL after London last year. Doing the same thing this year. One loss to an awesome 49ers team shouldn't take me off. That's just bad decision-making, impulsive decision-making on my part. Look, a lot of what Prop Beaver said is true. CJ Stroud should have opportunities to throw the ball. Even though the Jags pass rush is coming on a bit, as Prop Beaver will openly admit. But CJ Stroud's going to make plays. I expect it. I would also play the over. Did I play the over? I might have played the over, too. But ultimately, I don't trust Houston's pass defense. I don't trust their secondary at all, even with Stingley back. Trevor Lawrence will get it done here. A little bit of a revenge spot, too, because Houston got him early in the year. So Jacksonville gets it back. And you would think Jacksonville, at such a short number, would be this huge public side. It's not. There's a lot of people taking Houston here. This one's actually kind of close to split even, which raises my confidence level a little bit. Taking a super public favorite at a short number is terrifying on the road. But now that I know, like, hey, a ton of people are betting Houston here. Makes you feel a little bit better about it. I'm on Jacksonville, definitely.
One last thing I want to add: Jags 10-1, and the Texans 10-1 straight up and 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Didn't have Goat Stroud in any of those games. He's coming.
They did have him in one of those games.
All right, in one of the games. Okay.
Jesus,
cool.
This is not a fake news network, Prop Beaver.
Yeah, Beaver.
Toast, are you with Beaver or are you with us?
I'm with you guys. I'm with the Jags. I bet the Jags on the road. Jags have covered the spread in 9 straight on the road. That's that's tied for an NFL record. 10 would be the NFL record. I think they get that record tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to continue to bet Jacksonville on the road. All
right, 3 of us on the Jags. Prop Beaver on his lone little CJ.
1 of us on the correct side, 3 of us on the wrong side.
Well, you didn't even say. You didn't even have the stones to take Houston. You just took CJ.
All right, give me Houston, bro. Give me the money line. Give me the alt spread. Give me the double-digit alt spread.
All right,
okay?
No. I'm putting Houston.
That's what you want me to say. I'll say
no.
it.
He put his money where his mouth is. He's got Houston +1.5 under his face now. That's what he wants. He asked for that.
Yeah.
Our poll slightly leaning Jacksonville, so Jags win the poll. 49% of our viewers clicked Jags -1.5. 36% clicked Houston. 10% over. So community likes the over as well. Next, Rams at Cards. Updated line.
Fuck, did you say it like
What
that?
accent was that?
Yeah.
Arizona, right? Cards.
No, what answers from Arizona?
Is there a distinct Arizona?
That's how they talk in the Southwest, isn't it?
Sure.
Cards.
Okay, so you could get this is tough because you could get 2.5 on $3. You could get 3 on $3. So.
I'm gonna put Rams -2.5, Cards +3 in the poll. Consensus total?
Same thing, 45 or 45.5.
I'll just put 45. All right, Prop Beaver. Let me guess. Matt Stafford's over. He should carve this defense up.
Nah, dude, honestly, Matt Stafford stinks. I might have to take the Cardinals here, but I'm going to take Trey McBride over 56.5 receiving yards. I got at 51.5 yesterday, moved 5 yards. I still don't care. I think this is a nuclear spot for him. The dude's surging over his last 6 games. He's gone over every other games during the span and just missed against Houston, so he should bounce back here. During the span, he leads the Cardinals in targets per game at 7.7, receptions per game at 5.5, and yards per game at 63.7. Now he's going to face a LA defense that allows the 7th most yards per game, most yards per reception, and sits 30th in DVOA against tight ends. Oh, and by the way, he just had 62 yards on 5 receptions against them with Josh Dobbs, despite playing less than 60% of the snaps with Ertz active. Now Ertz is out. Now he has Kyler Murray, a much better quarterback. And what stands out to me about this matchup is that during this span, McBride has a 12.3 yards per reception and 2.47 yards per route run against man. The Cardinals' other receivers, Marquise Brown, Michael Wilson, Rondale Moore, they're all below 7 yards per reception and 0.4 yards per route run. Incredibly inefficient. LA is a top 10 defense in terms of man frequency. Kyler Murray is going to lean on his main guy again here. I love the spot. And then also one more thing I wanted to add. He's seen 4+ receptions in 4 of those last 6 games. With 4+ receptions, he's cashed his last 4 or 5, averaging a fat 81.8 yards per game. Love the value.
McBride over. All right, I like that.
And I'll take the Cardinals because in what country are the Rams laying points on the road? This team is dreadful. With Stafford, without Stafford, with Kyron Williams, without Kyron Williams. Cooper Kupp's a complete non-factor these days, so.
Wow, Toast responded as if he is on the Rams.
No, F you.
All right, Toast, let's bring up Toast. Are you on the Rams?
No. Oh, I'm just saying the Cardinals haven't won and covered a game. No, I'm just saying that the Cardinals haven't won and covered a game versus the NFC West at home since October of 2021. So that's the world we're living in, Beaver.
So you don't want the Rams?
They have a wicked piece of the do.
Do you want the Rams? So Toast's image is frozen, but we can hear him.
I don't want the Rams.
Oh, he doesn't want the Rams. All right.
I hate my life.
All right, let's bring up Andy. Andy?
I'm on the Cardinals too. I'm with them. I don't know how they're. I now he's given the reason, I guess, but this Cardinals team's. He's right. Matthew Stafford's not very good. Kyler Murray's come back, looks a little comfortable. I think he's going to be okay in this one. I can't take the Rams on the road. I wouldn't take the Rams at home really in this spot either. I like the Cardinals in this one.
I can't. I thought I would be like on an island here.
I did too.
I'm on the Cards too. Wow, I was not expecting this. We haven't. I've been working by myself because Thanksgiving weekend. So I had no idea what these guys were on. I can't believe we're all on the same side here. I don't think the Rams are very good, and it's kind of not what they said though. They were kind of saying it as if they were fading Matt Stafford. I still think Matt Stafford's pretty good, but the Rams team as a whole, even with Kyron Williams back, I mean, I'm sure they will move the ball here. On the Cardinals defense, but they're not great in the red zone, the Rams. So they might be settling for threes here and there. And then the Rams defense is an ultimate fade for me. This is not a great defense. Arizona can run the ball. Even last week against the Texans, Arizona lost that game, but they did cover. They did cover for us. But they went on the road into Houston. Texans have a great run defense. Ran the ball 25 times for 123 yards. This Cardinals team, especially with Kyler Murray and James Conner healthy, they can run the ball. And I don't think the Rams can stop it. I think the Cardinals are going to be ripping off 5 yards of carry all day on the Rams here. And I know Kyler Murray has looked shaky in the couple games since he's returned, but give him some run support. Let him work out a play action. And I like this Arizona offense a little bit. I mean, I don't love it, but basically it's kind of what Prop Beaver said. Who do the Rams think they are going on the road and laying a full 3? Let's face it, Geno Smith doesn't get hurt, they lose last week. They ended up, and by the way, they won that game. They wouldn't have covered this. They barely won. So yeah, I'm on the Cards here, catching a full 3 points in a division game against a team I don't think is very good. So I'll take the Cardinals. Toast.
I have no bet in this game. I tailed Beavers prop. I'm not betting the side in this game. I will not do it.
All right. Our poll is slightly leaning Cardinals. Holy shit. People really are out. Wow. My gauge on this game was way off. A lot of people like the Cards. 48% taking the Cardinals. 41% taking the Rams. Split on the total. Next. Browns at Broncos. All right, let's bring Prop Beaver up here. Browns at Broncos. Can I get a weather report in Mile High, please?
Yeah, beautiful weather. 45 and clear.
45 and clear. Consensus, Beaver?
Consensus lines at 1.5. Consensus totals at 37.5.
37.5. 37.5. 37.5. All right, polls running. Cast your votes. Prop Beaver, go.
I have 3 bets in this game. I love this game.
3. Okay.
Yeah. So first, I'm going to talk about the side. I'm going with the Broncos. This is insane that the public is on the Browns here. I mean, what? DTR was just barely good enough to win against the dog shit Steelers at home, like where the Cleveland defense is the single best unit in the league. Congratulations. That doesn't really mean shit to me. Have you seen this defense on the road thus far? They're allowing 29.8 points per game. 29.8 points per game. That is 3rd worst in the NFL. During the span, they have played the likes of Lamar Jackson, who's fine, Geno Smith, who in my opinion, not great, Gardner Minshew, quite bad, and Kenny Pickett, pitiful. During that span, they're allowing 29.8 points per game. On top of that, this is a unit that is bottom 5 in red zone percentage. I'm not seeing it in terms of the defense being able to hold up against the Broncos offense that I'm starting to gain a lot of respect for week by week. Russell Wilson showed the clutch gene last week. This dude's starting to get it going on. And I thought last week was a terrible matchup for him against a zone heavy, blitz heavy defense. Now, on terms of the offensive side of the ball, the Broncos defense is coming together. This is a unit that over the past 6 weeks is top 5 in terms of pass DVOA. While in the beginning of the year, they were the single worst pass defense in the league. DTR was able to take advantage of the fact that A, the Steelers had no linebackers, B, the Steelers pass rush has completely gone out the window, and C, the fact that Minkah Fitzpatrick and those safeties, they weren't there. Now, you're going to face a Broncos defense that over the last 3 weeks has a 38-plus pressure rate. They've generated 45-plus pressure in 2 of those games. That is insanely high, and if you go on PFF, DTR is one of the single worst quarterbacks in the league against pressure. Turnover-worthy play percentage, bottom 3 in the league. Yards per attempt, bottom 3 in the league. Completion percentage, bottom 3 in the league. He should do horrendous here. Now, there is the out on the ground where Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt get it going. But Denver knows this. All they need to do is send that blitz, make sure to stop the run, and they're going to give DTR fits here. So, my 2 prop bets for this game, I'm going with Mr. Unlimited over 1.5 pass TDs at plus 215. They've allowed 6 pass TDs on the road thus far. One of those misses was Kenny Pickett, who doesn't know what multiple TDs in a game looks like. And what I like about this is the fact that Cleveland is one of 14 defenses in the league to play 50+% of snaps in man. Russ Wilson, 5th in passer rating, 4th in TD percentage against man. Russ has cashed his last 6 of 8 games at home going back to 2022, averaging 2.3. And he managed to do that despite facing 4 teams in the top 11 of pass TDs allowed during that span. I think DTR is going to make a mistake or two. Could gift us some nice red zone opportunities, and the Browns are 24th in red zone defense. Now, the other prop that I'm going to be taking in this game, which has been a wagon for us all season, I love this guy. Give me David Njoku over 4.5 receptions. He's clearly DTR's top target, 22 targets and 13 receptions in 2 games. I'm going to go with the receptions here because his 7.8 yards per reception is very inefficient, but good news for us, Denver allows the 4th most receptions per game to tight ends, averaging 6.3, and has allowed 5+ receptions to the tight end position in 7 straight games, averaging 7.7 receptions allowed to tight ends. Njoku with DTR owns a 92% target share in terms of tight ends. As I was leading to, I think the Broncos could beat the shit out of the Browns here. In that case, DTR is going to have to pass quite a bit. I said the defense is already heinous. And now if Denver's bringing that pressure, with like the Steelers weren't doing last week, then he's going to even further have to lean on David Njoku, get the ball out quick to his guy that he trusts. I love this game. I love all those bets. Bet it 3 ways. Sorry for ranting, people.
It's all right.
Hammerhead lock.
Shark lock there on Denver plus 1.5. He specifically requested the graphic. That's a joke.
I didn't say that.
He was like, "Can I please get the Hammerhead graphic?" All right, Andy, where are you at on this one?
I'm with him. Denver. Sean Payton deserves a lot of credit. The difference between last season and even early this season, I thought they were headed for another really bad year, and just they flipped the switch. Pretty much starting with the game, I think at home against Green Bay, and then there was a game after that. They've been on fire. This team deserves a lot of credit. I was surprised when I saw Cleveland was a heavy public pick here too. I'm very surprised by that. This Denver team, you would think a team coming off a primetime win like that too would start getting some recognition. They really haven't. They're 1.5 point home favorites at DTR. Like they do not get the recognition they deserve. This is a pretty solid team right now. So I'm going Denver.
Yeah, I mean, same. Usually it's the other way around. Usually the defense gets overlooked and people just forget about the defense and focus on the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. I think that's the opposite is happening with this Cleveland team. People are so obsessed with this defense that they're overlooking that this offense is pretty awful. DTR looks terrible. I mean, I didn't really like him coming out of college. He looked cool at UCLA. There's a lot of quarterbacks that would average 40 points a game in an offense in the Pac-12. I don't think DTR is very good, and the Denver's defense has been playing great. They've been playing awesome. I mean, if you look at their recent game logs, no one's really moving the ball in Denver like that, and they've had tough competition. They played the Chiefs twice, played the Bills in there. Denver's defense looks good. And Cleveland's defense, we know, it's awesome. It is awesome. But you know what? I'm going to pull it up right now. Look at their road games. Let's pull it up, shall we? Yeah, they're excellent at home. On the road, their last road game gave up 31 points. Road game before that gave up 24 points. Road game before that, 38 points. Road game before that, 26 points. So Cleveland Browns defense hasn't been nearly as good on the road. And we're talking about a game where, what do we need from Denver to win this game? 16, 17 points wins? Yeah, I'm on the Broncos here. Yeah, I am also pretty shocked at how public's coming in on Cleveland. I think it's pretty split. I don't think Cleveland's as public of side as the data in the bottom left indicates. But, yeah, I'm on the Broncos here. Toast, you on an island? Damn, you're frozen again.
No, I couldn't agree more. I'm frozen again?
No, you're back. You're good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm on him as well. I saw your pick last night when you posted it, and I liked him. I saw that Denver was top 10 in DVOA, everything at home. Plus, rookie quarterbacks or first-year quarterbacks going into Mile High for the first time or being in their first year have very, very bad records.
All right, our poll is pretty split. Let's see when it comes up. 46% of the Broncos, so Denver slightly wins the poll. 43% of the Browns. Next. Chiefs, Raiders. Real scorcher of a matchup here. Can I get a... Oh, no. They're in Vegas. Updated line, please. Is this 9.5? I saw 9.5s popping up this morning.
Depends on the book you want. You could get 9.5 on FanDuel and ESPN. You could get 8.5 on PointsBet. You could get 9 on the 3 other
I'm
books,
just saying 9.
DraftKings,
I'm
Caesars,
saying
and
9.
Yep. And then the consensus total is 42.5.
Prop Beaver, what are we doing here?
In terms of a game pick, I really don't have any. The SGP I mentioned earlier with Jason Pinnock, I got the second half of it. We're talking about Isaiah Pacheco here, who's in an absolute smash spot. Should be able to dominate a defense for the Raiders that is just truly horrendous on the ground. They allow the 6th most rush yards per game and have allowed 9 of 11 starting running backs they faced to hit 50-plus yards. He had 50-plus against them last year, despite having just 8 attempts. And what I like about this one is that he has 50 plus yards in his last 17 to 22 games, averaging 64 per game. And his rush attempt line is set at 16.5 juice to the over. He's 18-1 with 11 plus rush attempts in his career. They're hitting 50 plus yards. So we got the Pinnock bet and we got Pacheco in a smash spot. He's basically my juice reducer for Pinnock. So yeah, if you want to use Pacheco 50 plus as a parlay leg today. I think it's a very strong one.
All right. Andy, what do you think? Oh, oops. Let me get him up here. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, the Chiefs have been obviously playing a lot more close games than I expected them to play, and they're not really getting into form of the Chiefs. But this is a team that they've had a history of beating the pole bad of, to be nice about it. Like they beat them up pretty bad a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna side with them getting into it this week. Finally looking like the Chiefs we've been waiting to see. Mahomes needs to have, like, I don't know. This defense is banged up too. Max Crosby's going to try to play hurt. I saw that yesterday. They're making him like a war hero now because he's trying to play in this game. He'll probably not make that big of an effect. Yeah, I got the Chiefs against a banged up defense.
This sucks because I know you guys know I never pass. I'm always down to play a side, but the move here is under. One sec. There we go. So, if I had to take a side, I guess I'd lean Kansas City, but I'm just going under. First of all, we know that there are issues with this Chiefs offense right now. I mean, Mahomes just can't get any help. On the last 3 games, check this out. In the last 3 games, Kansas City averaging just 5.4 yards per pass attempt. 5.4. The Chiefs. That's terrible. It's 29th in the NFL. This Chiefs offense isn't looking great right now. But to be fair, if you're a Chiefs fan or you're betting the Chiefs here, they have been seeing a lot of man coverage recently. That was part of the reason I bet the Eagles last week on Monday Night Football, was they run a lot of man. Raiders don't. Raiders run a lot of zone coverage. And what do we know about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce against the zone? They destroy it. So a zone coverage team, always a good look to take a Travis Kelce over because he always finds the window. Every single time against the zone, Travis Kelce finds the window. But still, as a whole, I don't know if there's any other aspect of this Chiefs offense I can count on having my money on as far as laying 9 points, 9.5 points on the road. I can't get there. But again, 100% down to play the under. I've already played it. I got it at 43.5. It's down to 42.5 now. So it looks like the market is also in agreement with me. Say what we want. All that criticism about the Chiefs offense, all of it's fair. None of it belongs on the shoulders of the defense because the Chiefs defense looks great. Those corners, Snead and McDuffie, those guys look awesome. Chris Jones looks awesome. The Chiefs defense looks excellent. And then the Raiders offense with O'Connell. Whoa. Whoa, man. There's just no way I can count on that offense to score points here. So, yeah, under. I got it at 43.5. I'm also down to play it at 42.5. You want to know the last time a Raiders game went over 43.5? Go ahead. What do you think? It's November 26th. When do you think the last time a Raiders game went over 43.5? The answer?
When Michelle Obama launched the Healthy Food Initiative in school board.
Correct. When Michelle... The answer is September 17th. Week 2. That's the last time a Las Vegas Raiders game went over the total of over the number 43.5. By the way, Chiefs have been playing low-scoring games as well. 3 straight games under this total. So under. Toast?
Yeah, 2 bets in this game for me. As per usual, Raiders team total under. This week it's 16.5. I will take that. And then, like you talked about, I'm playing Travis Kelce over 68.5 passing yards over the last couple months. Vegas is 5th, allowing 5th most tight end production. And then in his career with Mahomes, Travis Kelce against the Raiders, 9 targets, 87 yards per game. So I'll take my chances with Travis Kelce. Like you said, always finding that window.
You think Mahomes is willing to give up the reins under center?
Someone in the chat said, I don't trust Kadarius Toney, but I heard he's the target this week. Kadarius Toney is out. He is not playing. No, I wasn't roasting him. I was letting...
Oh, yeah, no.
That's not what I meant. I was letting him know.
He might be as effective as he is on the field. So,
so maybe take his under on drops, but he'll still find a way to go over the total.
Yeah, Jesus.
So our poll is leaning towards the Chiefs as expected. 52% of our viewers are laying the 9 points with Kansas City. 31% taking the points with the Raiders. 9% under. No problem, man. Yo, that sounded like I was roasting the guy. That's not what I meant. I was literally just letting him know.
Yeah, I didn't mean to laugh at you too.
You're a dirtbag, Droppy.
I thought you were getting the roasting gloves out.
I wasn't for asking about a prop bet like a roast him for that. He goes, I thought we were getting the roasting gloves out. That's what he said. All right, Bills at Eagles. First of all, weather report in Philadelphia toast, please.
It's raining in Philadelphia, so
Are you sure?
not great
'Cause
weather.
It's pretty close to me, and I don't see any rain.
That doesn't mean shit, bro.
We're close to Philadelphia.
Everything I've heard about the game also leads to rain. Some are saying heavy rain, so there's that.
Jesus. Line.
If I say heavy rain, he's gonna say you won't even need a jacket.
Is the line still
Well, I
3?
mean, yeah, it's still 3. Totals at 49. So keep that in mind with the weather. I mean, then again, the weather's made up half the time, so we'll see.
Weather doesn't exist, bro. Poll is running. All right, Prop Beaver, if you could take a break from roasting our viewers for a few minutes to give a pick.
It's not like that. I'm a nice guy, I promise. It's just, I don't know. This past week, it's doing bad things to me. Okay, so I went with Terrell Bernard over 8.5 tackles plus assists. He's the middle linebacker on the Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to buy low on him because on the surface, he's gone under his last 3 or 4 games, but let's take a closer look at those 3 games against the Jets. They had 23 minutes of possession. They were downright horrendous, and they had to pass because they were down big. So that doesn't lead to a lot of tackles for a middle linebacker. Then he faced Cincy, who he got hurt against and had to leave before halftime. He still had 4 in that game. Then he faced the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have Rachaad White, one of the least effective running backs in the NFL, and they ran on just 17 of their 62 plays. Well, I got good news for Mr. Bernard here. He's going to face a Philly offense that's 5th in rush play percentage and 3rd in rush attempts per game. As a result, an opposing off-ball linebacker has cashed 9+ tackles plus assists in 9 of 10 Eagles games, with their lone miss coming last week when they were trailing early. Bernard is still 4-2 in healthy games with Milano injured, averaging 11 tackles plus assists per game. And we could still get this on Bet365, and I saw this on ESPN Bet as well at minus 135 or better. Now, if your book is offering it at 9.5, if it did move up, I would still play this for 0.75 units, just due to the fact that when Bernard goes over 8.5, he goes over 9.5 every single time as well, usually hitting double digits. Actually hitting 11 plus in 4 of those cashes as well. So I think Bernard has a big game today. I think he's active. Like the value there.
All right. Do you have a pick on the game as well, or are we just going to talk about
No.
tacklers? Really?
Dude, I'm just a tackler guy, bro.
I'm a tackler guy. Okay. Andrew, what are you doing?
I'm going Philly. Philly finds ways to win games better than I've seen teams do in a long time. I don't know how they lost to the Jets earlier in the year. I'm going to look back on that game and wonder how that happened forever. They should be undefeated. Buffalo's been so back and forth. That win against the Jets did nothing for me last week. They did kill them, but did nothing. Yeah, I know they beat a team that Philly lost to, but that was earlier in the year. So it doesn't matter to me. Philly finds ways to win. I think they win this game by a touchdown. Josh Allen might turn the ball over again a couple times in this game, give Philly extra possessions. Yeah, I got Philly.
This graphic is supposed to say Philly -3. That's Prop Beaver not paying attention to his work this morning.
I'm just too busy grinding, bro.
Too busy looking at tacklers. So the move is Buffalo.
Are you
here.
on the Eagles too, Sauce?
Hell no.
Oh, thank God somebody has some class on this show.
Yeah, Buffalo's the move here. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I want everyone to listen. So, I am by no means saying the Philadelphia Eagles are not 3 points better than the Bills. They are. At home in Philly, they should cover this number on paper. But you got to take into consideration that this is a terrible spot for the Eagles. Are you looking at this team's schedule? Look, you got the game they had circled all year. Monday Night Football on the road at Arrowhead, Super Bowl rematch. There's a short week. That just happened. That was their Super Bowl. Well, not their Super Bowl, but you know what I'm saying. They had that game circled. Huge game, short week. That just happened. Want to know who they have on deck? San Francisco is right after this. Like, I'm not saying the Eagles aren't going to get up or they don't care about this game, but we're talking about the most meaning. And before the Chiefs game was Dallas. So you're talking about this is like the most meaningless game for the Eagles as far as like this month stretch on the calendar. Is this meaningless game on a short week against the Bills, who need to win. The Bills finally coming into the game with some confidence. They blew the Jets out bad. It's not that I think the Bills are better than the Eagles. It's not like I'm not saying the Eagles are overrated. None of that. This is no Eagles hate shit. I just hate the spot for Philly. It's terrible. Short week, coming off the Kansas City game right before the 49ers game. It's a terrible sandwich spot. So, yeah, I'm on the Bills here. Getting a full +3, definitely. Buffalo.
Two things I want to add real quick. The Eagles must be up there in terms of the luck rankings with the Steelers. I mean, this team is it's insane. That's
second worst in the league.
Really?
Yeah, insane.
I
that
didn't
they're
know that.
9-1.
Wait, hold on.
Only the Steelers are a luckier team than the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFL.
What?
Second
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
The second thing I want to add, Lane Johnson just got downgraded to questionable with a groin injury just now. That is not good. The Eagles' record without Lane Johnson is abysmal over the past 5 or so years. So keep that in mind. He just got downgraded to questionable. That's not usually a good thing. If he misses the game, then I really like your Buffalo play.
So do you want me to put Buffalo for you, or you want to stay neutral and not participate in the show?
Give me the Bills, man. Honestly, you know what? You sold me. The Eagles are truly a fraudulent ass team. Give me.
I didn't say any of that.
Well, no, I'm saying it right now. I'm going 10 toes down. The Eagles are a fraudulent ass team, bro. This team is ass. The Cowboys are gonna beat their ass next week.
I didn't say any
of
Bills.
that.
I didn't say the Eagles.
I'm saying it for you, baby. Give me the Bills.
The Niners next week.
And then the week after that, they're going to get their ass beat 3 straight weeks. I'm calling it now. The Eagles' downtrend is coming.
I didn't even put in words, but you know what, Kyle? I agree with you. The Eagles are trash. I didn't say that. All right, Toast. You're on the Bills, you said. Toast?
Yeah, I love the Bills this week. Beaver talked about. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just the picture's a little bit
dead.
choppy.
Oh, okay, cool. With Lane Johnson, 88 and 48. Without him, 13 and 22. So yeah, they really do need him. Eagles, the last couple in Dallas and Kansas City, like Sauce talked about it, horrible spot for the Eagles. And then Josh Allen on the road, one of the best spots, 23 and 15 in his career. 10 and 4 against the number as a road underdog. He covers by almost 6 points a game. So I think the Bills are on an upswing. I think the Eagles are in a really tough spot in their schedule. More than happy to take the 3.5.
Our poll is heavily siding with Andrew, who's on an Eagles island. 62% of our viewers taking Philly, laying the 3. Just 29% taking the Bills. 5% under, 3% over. Sunday Night Football. Is that your Sunday Night Football chance? All right.
Football Sunday night. Yeah.
Can I get a no weather report in LA? Not at SoFi.
You know she gets $1 million a week for that.
Sounds about right.
Who, Gary?
Yeah.
Can I get a
every goddamn
consensus?
penny.
Consensus.
You're goddamn
Consensus
right.
total, please.
Line's consensus at 3 and the total's consensus at 48.5.
She deserves every goddamn penny. All right, Sunday Night Football. Before Prop Beaver goes, I want to point out to everyone, it's very clear the pros have taken a position here. This number was at 4, been bet down to 3.5, it's been bet down to 3. So professionals like Chargers here. Just want to throw that out there. I don't know. I don't know if I can get there, but that's what they like. Prop Beaver, go.
Yeah, so don't have any props for this one. I'm just gonna. I know it's disgusting. I hate being this square, but I mean, I'm just gonna take the Ravens. I just can't do it, man. The Chargers cost themselves games in a new way, shape, or form. Every single week they get creative with it. It's just getting appalling at this point. Now I know the Ravens aren't nearly as potent on the road in terms of their defense, but I'm just simply not seeing it here. The Ravens have been creating consistent pressure. Herbert's line continues to struggle in big moments. And then on top of that, Dude, I mean, Quentin, if they shut down Keenan Allen, what else is there? I mean, truly, I mean, you got Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith who are going to be all up on Austin Eckler shit all game, and he's much less effective against man. And then just like the rest of the receivers on the roster are truly terrible. Like Quentin Johnston should not have been drafted in the first round. It's appalling. He's just truly terrible. He's not an NFL talent. So it just, I just can't see it. Herbert could have a magical game. He could do everything in the world he needs to do to win this game, and the Chargers defense will say, buddy, hold my beer. I'm going to fuck this up for you. So there's no way I'm going to bet the Chargers, even if they're catching 3 at home. I've been burnt by this team so many times, taking the points at home, like, oh, okay, well, there's no way. There is a way. There's always a way. Staley's the worst coach in the NFL. Fade.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Whoops, that's the wrong one. There's a reason that this isn't a top bet for me or anything. But I'm on the Ravens and under. Baltimore -3, under 48.5. The under simply because it's a primetime game and they always go under. I can see why the Sharps like the Chargers here. But just personally, I can't do it. Look, I know Lamar Jackson's looked shaky in back-to-back weeks for sure. But you know what? He just played, back-to-back division games. Those are always a little weird, and you can't take too much away from those because the patterns and the trends kind of get thrown out the window in those division games, and good players can look awful, awful players can look good. There's just a lot of randomness in those division games, so I'm not going to all of a sudden put Lamar Jackson on the fade list because he looked a little shaky in a couple division games. Justin Herbert still missing 2 of his favorite receiving weapons. Austin Eckler, bro, what? Like, is he even good? Is he good at football? Like, he just drops the ball,
He's trash.
Yo, he's playing terribly. Just not a ton to love about the Chargers right now. And the matchup-wise, because what do we know about the Ravens defense, right? What do we know? We know that Baltimore's the number 1 pass defense in the NFL. Best pass defense in the league. No one's going to argue that. They're number 1 in most metrics. If you want to beat this Ravens team, you got to attack the front 7. You got to try to establish the run the ball. Are the Chargers really the team that you're picking to do that? Like, I don't see it. If this was Pittsburgh, I'd be all over Steelers +3 here. Run the ball, play defense, division game. Like, if this is a team, it's just the Chargers don't fit the mold of the team I want to fade Baltimore. And then like Brock Beaver said, even if everything goes right for the Chargers, Justin Herbert's playing well, they got a lead, they will find a way to screw it up in the second half because like Toast is about to tell you in about 15 seconds, it's Justin Herbert is the worst. Yeah, it's Justin Herbert's what is he? Is it the worst, right? It's the worst second half quarterback in the history of the NFL. Let's bring Toast up. I actually want to talk about.
Yes, correct.
It's the hit in NFL history, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, here he is. He is 8-25-2 in the second half when holding a league. That's worse in the NFL since 2005. When Herbert's team has the lead in a night game, he's 2-10 in the second half. It's just I can go on and on and on, but different caveats. It's just absolutely terrible.
Yeah. So are you on the Ravens then?
Yeah, but I'm on the Ravens first half. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Ravens 7-2 first half against the number. I'm 9-2 this year against the number in the first half. I'm going to continue to bet the Ravens in the first half this year. Ravens -1.5 in the first half.
Wow, see, but that almost goes against it. You're like, Justin Herbert's a terrible second half quarterback. I'm fading him in the first half.
I bet the Ravens first half. I know. That's like the first.
You were betting the Ravens first quarter for a few weeks, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I still do that too. I do that as well. They're 9-0 to the money line, 9-0-2 to the money line on that one. But the money line's -140. So if you don't like the juice, you're not going to want to play that one.
Andy, do you have the stones to take the Chargers here?
No, I'm not stupid enough to do that. No, this is Baltimore. They're going on the road, but you're playing in a place where there's probably going to be a lot of Ravens fans. There's just not going to be any juice in that building for LA. There's just nothing there with that team. They, like the Eagles, find ways to win and they're lucky. They're the complete opposite. They find ways to lose in some of the most hilarious ways. Last week was ridiculous. Quentin Johnston should have had a 75-yard touchdown catch to win the game. Nobody was covering him basically anymore, and he just flat out drops it. That team has no weapons. If you would have told me that going into the season, I would have said, wow, that's crazy because they have a lot of weapons now. Everybody got hurt. All it is Keenan Allen. Austin Eckler's been pretty much nothing this year. Yeah, this is a complete wash for LA. They're heading for a lot of changes this year.
Yeah, couldn't agree. And couldn't agree more. And our poll's heavy on Baltimore. Look, if you're tailing on the Ravens here, you're going into this knowing we're on the public side here. We're on the square side. Line movement's against us. Sharps are against us. We're on the 100% square side. That doesn't mean it's going to lose. Just know that going in, because it's a very square bet. 75% of our viewers are laying the 3 with Baltimore. 17% with Charger +3. So I think that was the most one-sided poll we ran in this chat.
We're going head first into the teeth of the beast.
Yeah, we are. We are joined hands as a public going in. So yeah, we're on the public side there. Beaver, did you send me a underdog?
I could craft one now.
Yo, cook one up while we're doing the community teaser.
Okay.
All right, so Prop Beaver's gonna cook up an underdog with his stuff, and we're gonna do the community teaser. All right, let me drop the picks. If you're new to the show,
sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, sorry. It sounds like I'm sipping my haterade today. I know I called Eckler trash, a few other people trash. I mean, Eckler just bothers me because if it goes back to the last year's playoffs, if they had a functional running back, they win that game against Jacksonville. The dude just can't run the ball. He's too small. It's insane that people think this guy's like a top 10 back in the NFL. He's not.
I think fantasy football skews it a little bit. Because he's nice in fantasy, so people are like, oh, he's so sick.
He's Mr. PPR, but like, dude, I know touchdowns are like the worst stat ever. Like, anybody could get a touchdown if you're 2 yards away from the fucking goal line and you have a good offensive line.
Doesn't he engage a lot too, though, like online, like playing video games and stuff? So that's why a lot of people like him too.
I didn't even know that.
I'm done
No,
with this
I
dude.
didn't. Robbie called the Eagles fraudulent. He called Eckler trash, and the one guy
Having
said,
a bad week, okay? I'm really letting it out on.
And the one guy asked an honest question. He's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about playing Kadarius Toney." It's like, "What an idiot! What an idiot!"
Get your roasting gloves out. Here it comes.
Yeah,
guys, just asking a question.
Today. I'm not building some good gambling juju. This is not great.
So Giants +10.5 because the Giants won the poll. Colts Bucks. Who won that poll? Did you write that one down, Toast?
Oh my god. Pretty sure yeah, I did. Bucks.
Okay. Saints Falcons.
Saints.
So Saints +4.5. And Panthers was definitely Titans.
Yeah.
All right, first leg of the community teaser. If you're new to the show, we vote on 4 legs, and then we all bet it together. So this is the first leg of 4 that you're voting on right now.
Ooh, Jalen Johnson, 4 to 6 weeks.
Really?
Ouch.
The Bears corner?
Atlanta Hawks.
No, the Hawks.
Yeah. Well, there's 2, and there's also the Chicago Cubs second baseman.
Shut your mouth.
I know. I just thought.
Wow, this is a close one. This is like split down the middle. I'm gonna give it 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and poll. And the winner is Giants +10.5 is the first leg. So let's get it up. Okay, Giants. Giants make the community teaser. Giants +10.5. Next leg coming. Bucks were second place, so we'll run the Bucks back. We got Steelers Bengals. It was Steelers. Steelers +4. Jags at Texans was Jags won slightly.
Jags.
Yep. Jaguars +4.5. Rams at Cardinals. Cardinals won, didn't they?
Cardinals.
Cardinals +9. Broncos at Broncos won. All right, second leg of the teaser. Cast your votes. This is where Toast is usually like, take Jake Fraley over 1.5 total bases.
I miss those days.
Yeah, that baseball show is fun. All right, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. It looks like the Jags are going to make it.
Let
And
me see if any of these lines are different.
Jags plus 4.
I like Long Beach State -3.5 in college basketball. Indiana, Penn, both money lines and a parlays -120. I like that.
Long Beach State. Toast is just breaking down the Long Beach State game.
They're a hell of a program. What is it? I sent you the Underdog via
All right, cool. Thank you. Ravens. And the 2 second place finishers were Cardinals +9 and Bucks +8.5. So there we go. Next leg. I think I forgot it. Oh, I forgot the Chiefs Raiders game, so I'll put that in the last poll. Yeah, Ravens +3 is going to dominate this one. I can already tell you. Well, maybe not. Yeah. I can end this poll now. It's Ravens +3 by a pretty good margin. Yeah. All right, so it's Ravens +3. Last leg, so it's between the second place finishers, which is Cardinals +9. Eagles +3 was second, and also I forgot to do the Chiefs. So I'm adding Chiefs -3 because I forgot to do that earlier. What's the last leg of this teaser? Cast your vote. TWD likes Long Beach State with you, Toast.
Hell yeah. I was going to give out a couple others, but the lines moved way, way off.
But also TWD's infamous for the Northern Illinois comment. he told someone to put their mortgage on it in a comment. He was obviously like joking. Oh, we got Reese has made the broadcast.
He just woke up.
Well, Cardinals is really going to be this last leg. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think it's Cardinals. Wow, Cardinals makes the community teaser. So we got Giants +10.5, Jags +4.5, Ravens +3, Cardinals +9 is the community teaser. Last step, let's share Prop versus Underdog. Maybe he hits, maybe he doesn't. Oh, that's not it.
Maybe he goes 0 for 5. Maybe I jump off the Verrazano. We'll see.
Yeah, Prop Beaver's tweets are getting a lot of likes now. Some of his tweets got like 200 likes, and he's on a cold streak. It's so funny.
Pressure's a privilege, and I'm just throwing it away. I'm crumpling the ball and throwing it away. It's disgusting.
All right, Prop Beaver, here is your thing. It's the picks he gave out on the show. Jaylen Warren higher than 53.5 rush yards. Ellis higher than 7.0 tackles and assists. Trey McBride higher than 52.5 receiving yards. CJ Stroud higher than 19.45 fantasy points. And Cade Otton higher than 3.5 receptions. So this is an Underdog pick'em. If you don't have an Underdog account, make sure it's located in where the hell? Let me get that up. If you don't have an Underdog account, where's my map? There we go. It's available in any state highlighted in this map. So if you're in one of these yellow states here, if you want to make an account, just go to the website, Underdog Fantasy, or download the Underdog Fantasy account. Make sure you use the promo code BET, B-E-T. That'll get you a $100 deposit bonus match. So you deposit $100, and they will give you a free $100 to play with if you use the promo code BET, B-E-T. Everyone, enjoy your Sunday. Thanks for watching. We had like 2,500 people in here. And we're cold right now. Me and Prop Beaver are cold right now. People are still watching. That means a lot. You guys are the best. Let's have a great Sunday. Remember to bet responsibly. It's regular Monday. We're back. You guys are working tomorrow, right? All right, so we'll get a video up for Monday Night Football, and starting tomorrow night, basketball videos. How about it? College football is officially slowed down to the point where we could do some NBA stuff. So, we'll be starting to upload NBA stuff tomorrow. Everyone enjoy your day. Thanks for watching.